Welcome everybody to this playthrough of Manor Lords. For this one, we'll be going through our Rise to Prosperity. Just want to concentrate on going through this easy start, I guess. At least what I've found out for now. Pause the game. You know, as soon as you start, and that gives you time then to have a wander about, and it's a beautiful early access game, this. Yeah, things are going to change, no doubt, but I mean, wow. What a game this is. So, for our sort of like start, we can zoom out and see the map. We can see we've got a couple of food deposits, which are, rich deposits, we'll say. Which means, generally, our farming is not so good, but it's not actually looking too bad in this one. Yeah, Bell is not great, but there's a little bit in parts that we could potentially use just to get our ale business growing, potentially. But we've definitely got some barley there. Sorry, some wheat in that we can definitely use. Or Emma Fertility, as they put it, which is all the wheat base. A couple of others, I think. But at least we've got a good start here with rich deposits of berries and livestock, really, to be honest. So we've got a good food start. So what we're going to look, I mean, our main priority here at the beginning is growth. So we're looking at some living spaces. At a point here, we've just got to increase the families. That's our first main goal, because it's families what actually get us farther in this game. And we've got to keep the approval over 50%. So I'm going to sort of show you as we flick through all these sort of, which we'll go through as you go along. So let's give it a go. So I've been through several playthroughs, a lot of videos, and this is what I found works for me. Your mileage may differ, but this is a good start for me, I think. So we're looking at the construction side. We're going to be putting a logging camp down. We're going to be putting a woodcutter's lodge to get our firewood. We're going to get a saw pit. For planks, which is what we need. Obviously we're going to need a forester's hut, but not right now. That's to put trees back when we cut them all down. And then hunter's camp, which is to get our sort of wild animal food, meat and that sort of stuff. And then a forager hut, which will be for our berries and stuff and such things. And the last one is an apiary, which is actually unlocked, via a certain selection as we progress through the game. Mines, we've got a couple of mines there, so we got some stone right over there. It's a bit far, but I'm not worried about that right now. What we're worried about, concerned now, we need to grow our families. And we're in this little sort of alcove here, which is surrounded by trees. So I think we're gonna have a small bit here and then grow out later on. But for this episode, I'm just gonna be concentrating on what we actually need to get us up to our first winter, effectively. And how to get you a better start. So, like I said, we're gonna put a tannery in as well at some point. The rest of the stuff is really latter game, and we'll definitely be putting a trading post in, because that's missed a lot on a lot of the playthroughs I've seen, and it's sorely needed at the beginning, because we only have 50 revenue. So yeah. Let's bang down a logging camp. That's the first one. It's not the order we'll be doing things, but you know, this is what I build right to the beginning. So the first thing first, need to keep it away from things like wild animals, because we've got to get rid of trees here. So you don't want to be taking down trees which are around your animals or which are around your berries. And I'm just looking for an area which doesn't have to take any trees. I don't want to do that. So that one seems okay there. Right, now keep it on pause while we put this down. The next thing we need is a granary and a storehouse. So let's put that near to where the market's going to be, and our first burrages, which are our houses to house the families. So I think over here looks a good point. Hold your left mouse button and then you can swing the granary around. So just left mouse button allows you to adjust the direction, and then once you're happy, which looks alright there, I think, put the granary right next door. So we're going to be quite cosy here next to the wild animals and the iron ore. So let's have a look. We need the hunting lodge, so let's see how close we can get to this without taking down any trees or encroaching onto that. That's the closest we can get, I think. So should be alright there, I think. Right, the next thing that we need to look at, I think, is actually that might be enough. I think just to kick us off. One of the things that we are going to have to do is make this upgrade to a workers' camp. Now, every guide just said don't do that, but do this and make it your first job. So put it to the highest sort of priority, because what this does, it makes sure we keep our current. We're going to put these up as very high as well, so I want those three things built first. So workers camp, then the 2 storages, then the logging camp, because we've already got, you know, some logs, so we don't need the logging camp up straight away, and that can be medium. So yeah, let's kick that off for now. And but yeah, like I was saying, keep the worker camp, upgrade to a worker camp, and it keeps our approval at 50%, which is the amount we need to actually get families in. So we can kick the speed off now. Pause. Let's put some roads in first. So yeah, just connect all the roads up as well. They're free. The roads, there's no cost to the roads, so put plenty of roads in, and you can always delete them if they do get in the way. But yeah, overall, get the workers camp. Now the only thing that happens if you do make it a workers camp is basically they won't move into the burrages once you build them while that worker camp's active. So what you have to do is just delete it. So as soon as you got, you know, enough space, enough homes built for them, you just delete it, and our 50%, you know, approval rating will stay the same, and it means we can start getting families straight away. If you don't do that, we lose. We can start thinking it. Yeah, we can lose approval, and it can be a bit of a pain. So let's get everything built up. So it has put a bit of a log thingy over there, but it should come back to here now. Now it's kicked off, and we should be doing our worker camp first. So that's so if you notice, our approval rate is still 50. Still 50. And it's built, and we're still at 50. So this is what I mean. They do recommend, a lot of guys I've seen recommend you don't do that. Just one thing I read that to do it. So I tried it, and it works. The only thing you need to do is delete it, but it keeps your like I said, your approval rate at 50%, and it's got to be at 50% for you to get families. To get families moving in to grow, you need spur houses for them to move into and approval rating of 50% or above. So doing it that way keeps it in. So once you got these built, put a worker straight in there, so they'll start to pick up these supplies that are on the floor. If you don't do that before April, rains come and they get ruined. So just get as soon as these are built, just put one in the storage now. As soon as they're built, then get somebody in there just to remove those goods you start off with at the beginning, and then once it's done, you can, you know, fire them off out of the storage and granary. And for this, once this is built for the logging camp, we're obviously now pretty short of timber, so we'll bang a couple in here and just keep one to build the rest of it. At least for now, because once these have emptied, I think that's almost done actually. So let's see. I think it looks like all the bread's gone. Let's just get them to click on it. Yeah, all the bread's gone. So I think that's all right now for them to be out. But let's just double check what we got over here. Yeah, I put this up to highest priority, but I mean, at the end of the day, nothing else being built. Right, so after you got your logging camp and, you know, everything else started, before you start a market, get another ox. So what we need, another hitching post put in. So let's put a hitching post, usually better to put it next to your logging camp. So that's what we're going to do here. Now this takes 20 of your revenue once you buy an ox. Obviously it doesn't take any revenue for building it, but once it's built, we'll be able to buy another ox, and then, you know, we'll have 2 oxes then, which should be enough, at least at this beginning stage. But to be honest, we'll, you know, you need to start to buy oxes, but we need to get the trading outpost sorted for that, as we need to build our revenue up. Right, yeah, I think the granary's done. So let's kick him out now so we can help with the building. And how we done here? No, I think everything's been picked up, but it's in transit. So as soon as they're transited, we can get them out of the storehouse as well for now. Okay, let's put a path. Try to put paths in wherever you can. It just makes it a little fast, because if the people follow onto a path, it'll make the paths a bit wider, but it's also much quicker than them just walking over the grass. So they'll always take the quickest route. So if there's a path there, they will jump on the path and it'll be a bit quicker. Forgot to say as well, always set the actual containment area where you want them to. So you go in here, click on advanced, limit work area, hold down your control, and then you can use your scroll wheel just to fix the size of the circle, place it over you want, and click it, and then that's where they're gonna contain the tree cutting, because we don't want them to go and cutting down berry trees or disturbing the wild animals as such. Right. 2 things we need to cater for. One is firewood, which is what I'm looking now to sort of... But I need more wood, so I might as well just get it, set it off. So I need some wood. I mean, we're still in March yet. It starts in March, so we're doing really well. What we need to do is get a firewood camp set up, and then just waiting for this to get... This should do... Right. Get another ox. That's it. That's 20 of our revenue gone, but, you know, it'll make our life a lot easier. Yeah, so we'll get the forester... sorry, the... Right, get the hunting camp going. There, that's built. He can come out of there. Nobody in that one. Okay. Alright, let's just pause it and then I can talk. Yeah, so we want the woodcutters lodge, which is basically getting our firewood. So 2 things we need for our families and for happiness is firewood, which is what we're going to get now. Now this has to cut trees down as well, so I'm a bit low to actually put it next to that, so I think I'll put it somewhere else. I might put it down this side here, and you can do the same as the logging cabin. You can, you know, choose your area where the trees will get cut. So I think there should be about right in that area. Yeah. Okay, let's put a path to it. And then the other thing that we need to cater for obviously is food. So that's all we're concerned with right now. And then houses, obviously. Excellent. Okay, that's in, so we'll wait for that to get built up. Let's put some paths for our logging camp as well, because at the end of the day our mules will be coming collecting from here. So let's just put a couple of paths in so we can get to roughly the area we're going to be building. Let's do an all the way around actually as well, just to make it nicer. Okay, that's all right. So let's... Okay, it's it would help take it off. I mean, the good thing about pausing all the time, and look, we're still in March, we've built a load already. Sometimes if you just let it tick over, you know, before you've got anything built, it's already, you know, June and July sort of thing. But if you pause it, just putting in the market now here, we don't need this big as well, so that's big enough. 5, because it can only reach so many houses for some of the stuff, so we better put in multiple in. So initially just keep it small, and then we can always add to it later somewhere else. I generally put a path around it. So we got the market now, so they can come and crack open the stalls, which is how they pass food around generally as well, and how they pass logs and that sort of stuff. And it's also needed. So we're running pretty short here, we can't get any back. Now if you do this minus, it will actually change as well. If you use that sort of reverse arrow, it'll switch around which is the front, but I'm just going to have small ones here, I think. So the problem with doing this here is the encampment is a bit in the way, so I'll just put one here for now. So I've got 2 there, but they can be made into 4 because there's extra houses, we can upgrade them. I made them a little bit wider, so I think what I could do with now is a couple of long versions. Let's put somebody in. So I just want to say, no, we're all right there. If you just do this section, doesn't matter if we take trees from any of the mines or anything like that. Okay, let's just add somebody. No, we don't have anybody, so we'll just wait a minute before we put anybody in there. So we've got to keep an eye on the hunting camp, because if the generic storage gets to 12, they'll stop skinning. They'll stop hunting. So we need to be careful with that. Basically what we need is somebody in a storage room all the time. But we've only got 5 families right now, so we have to keep shuffling between what's, you know, places we need people working in. So I need to put something a bit longer here, I think. It's probably a bit too small, that. Probably want a bit of a longer back garden. Let's see if I can take it right up to here. Not sure of that. See, I've got a couple of bigger, you know, ones over there we can make sort of bigger. And you know what? The recommendation is to have very thin gardens, long and thin, because it's quicker for them to do. So I think I think I'm happy with the 3. I know these aren't upgradable for adding homes apart from the middle one, but I'm happy with that, to be honest. I think that's good. Yeah, happy with that. I could put some veg gardens in these. Right, so we're getting some... Right, how have we got here? Still 7 of 12. Okay, we seem to be alright. And this is just keep things on pause until you're happy. And then once you're happy, you'll put a forager hut as well, because we'll probably bounce to and from. You don't really need to have both in your first year. But to be honest, I just think, why not? Because we're going to have to get it anyway. And it gives variety. We've got meat, we've got berries, and then we'll have some vegetables eventually, and then we'll get some eggs and that sort of stuff too. So I think what we can do here as well is just put a road up to the side here, and then just take it into the forest. Again, it's just a little faster then for our, you know, our workers. And then just bring that across there like that. Right, that should be good. I think we're good to go now. Keep that locked on. So if you hit the sort of pin, it keeps it open, and we'll just put it on a bit of a faster speed now and just watch to see if that comes up. If it gets a bit of a pain, which I think it is actually. So what have we got here? So I need to put a tannery up at some point, especially if I want to move to the level 2 burgages. But I do need to put this saw pit in because I need planks. Again, just making a little some paths around it, just increase that walkability. Should be alright. This game, especially at the beginning stages, is very heavy on micromanagement. Because you've only got 5 families and you have more roles, and you've got to keep always one family free to keep the building going. Otherwise it'll warn you, because basically only unallocated families will do the building. And also work the oxes as well. Let's do some berries, I think. Now I've taken off, I've got no workers now, so you can see. So I'll take one off the logging camp. And I think, yeah, we're getting close now. So I'm going to take him out of here and put him into the storehouse. So he should start to take out now all goods effectively, which in this case, in our case, will be for... Let's get a little path going. This will take us all the way to our storage house, but all our hides then will get to storage. And like I say, it is just, you know, the beginning stages, probably the first year or so, it's a lot of micromanaging. But as soon as you start to get families in and start to have like you know, a good few anyway waiting to be able to build. So let's have a look. Where are we here? Yeah, not bad. So yeah, it's just keep going. Our approval is still good. We've got 8 months of food. And we've got a lot of firewood. I'm going to be selling firewood actually as well, so I want to make quite a bit of that. So you don't get much money for firewood, but it'll kick us off. Vegetable garden will cost us some, but we can put one in. And then the rest we'll have to wait until we've got our trade up, because we have to buy trade routes. And the more people we get and the more families we have, the more food we'll need. And this is synonymous with the game. I mean, this is it. I mean, it will start like this even on the competitive or the combat versions as well. You know, this is how it starts. We need a well in. Only need one well per region, so that's not too bad, I believe. You know, then get the water from anywhere. Markets, you got to be pretty close to your houses. But the water can go anywhere. Okay, let's take the family out of the granary now and just get some of this built up. Right, so we can actually... No, I don't want to put a thing in the... Let's see what we got here. And it's just waiting for all these things to happen. So we've got 6 families already. I mean, look at that. We've gained another family now. Because we've got the tents and a burger job, that means we, you know, if we hadn't to put the worker camp in, we wouldn't have gained a family at this point. But because our thing is 50%, we've already gained a family. And if it's over 50, we're going to put the vegetable garden in here. And then that's it. I've got 15 revenue left. I've got to keep that now. Food is looking good. So we got 10 months worth of food. But yeah, like I said, we've already got a family in, thanks to keeping that worker camp. I'm going to keep the worker camp until I've built a few more. But having that extra family is great. means I've got an extra workload now, and I can. Yeah, it's just going through managing, thinking, what do I need here? I need planks, so let's get some planks made so I can upgrade the storehouse. Getting close now. I think I can actually delete this worker camp. So, demolish it. Yep. And basically all them families now will move in. If you notice, my rating, approval rating, has stayed. So I'm still 50%. Now if you didn't do this, then we would have to be looking to put up a church, because it would fall to about 30% sometimes. You know, if you just didn't do the worker camp trick. So that's a big... It's just that you have to delete it. You know, and what you lose deleting it is you know, it's totally worth it when you know, because the approval you keep. It's so hard to get that approval. Well, not hard, but time consuming. And you're probably going to have to get a church. But this way you get it instantly. I mean, what we're in May. We started in March. We're already on 6 families. And we built all this. Yeah, I'm saving a lot and pausing a lot, but... Okay, so we just need... I've got my 6 families. So I need to get a little bit more here. Now I've got this space. What I can do, I can just bang more. What I'd like to have is about, you know, at least 4 empty burgages. Then I've always covered them. Now I'm just filling in blank spaces here, you know. Good thing about what I like about this game is that you can make these odd shaped. I mean, it's just great, isn't it? I mean, like, perfect. So that's going to be all full up soon. So how are we doing on here? Not doing too bad. Need them burgages built because obviously I don't think we have enough to attract new families. You've got to have 50% or more approval, and you've got to have spare homes for them to move into. Don't think we've got any yet, so the more I actually get built, the better. I've pretty got 6 at the moment, with 3 extra being built. Then I'll be able to house 9 families. But I've only got 6. I've already got 6 families, so I'm not going to increase. But that's all right. We're in May, so we're ahead of the curve, and we've already gained a family. So look at our little wild animals here. So we're hunting these things. Our little market stall done up there in our little square. We've got... I forgot to do this as well. So this is development points. Now these are different for each region that we take control of. So our first region, we can have charcoal burning, which gives us 2 for 1 for our firewood. Obviously there's farming ones, some deep mining ones for the charcoal, which you don't have. For that you need rich mining ores. You've obviously got beekeeping, that's where we can get our apiaries. But I think we've got a maximum of 6 points you can get with our development points. So you've only got 6 we can choose out of this. So we got to take, I think I'm going to be taking the trade logistics, because we're going to be heavily having to work on trade. I'm not bothered about the ploughs or even the orchard at this point. I think I'm going to concentrate on other stuff. Probably definitely going to get the charcoal. But I'm going to have to import quite a bit of stuff. So I'm definitely going to need the trade. And then it's up to you what you want at the end of the day. It's how you want to build, how you want to play. There's no best way to do it. It's just charcoal's really good because it gives you 2 for 1 for your firewood. So it's always worth it, but the trade logistics is just a game changer because it makes everything 25. Otherwise, it could be like lots and lots of revenue to actually get these trades open. So it's a long-term thing, but it can also lead to better costs on import. And we've got this one as well, which is putting a firewood cart or a food cart. I'm not sure how they work. I've not tried it, but it's interesting. You know, it obviously takes revenue, but you don't get the transport costs. So I might check that out at some point. But I think trade is going to be the way I'm going to go right now. Okay, I'm not going to put any more. So I've got 7. So I've got a spur house. I've got 6 families and 7 homes and 2 on the go. So what I need to do now, I can't buy anything else. Not with revenue anyway. Just gotta make sure everything else is ticking over. Probably need to put something in firewood. But I want to keep building. It's just such a relaxing game, this. It just really... You can sink hours and hours and hours, and I have done already. And this has just been rinse and repeat doing this, trying to find the best start. I haven't done the combat bit yet, so when I've got hold of that and start to get more tips, I'll share them as I go along. And if you want to see any more content on this game, let me know. And I can show you, I can certainly... You know, put a few videos out showing me. I'm going to put this trade centre up. But I can put a few videos out showing my progress, good or bad, if that's of interest. If not, I'll just throw some tips out as and when I work out which is the best way to do it. So we're starting to get some... All our trades being built, but it's looking like our trees are getting flattened here, so we'll be getting to move our logging camp, which we can relocate. I'm not going to do it yet though. I think we're big enough to keep doing, but it's certainly the next step. But this is the game effectively. So we gotta, you know, to move on to the next level, we got to upgrade to level 2, or we can expand the living space. I'm going to expand the living space right now, but for the level 2s, we're going to need, you know, we're going to need a church. We're going to need to have lots more shops. We need 3, and all. We need clothes. We need a tannery for the level 2, and we need the church built. But right now it's not too important. I just want to get enough, you know, money. Not money, sorry, enough. But start the money, start the revenue process, and get enough food and enough firewood for us to get through winter. And enough houses. But winter is for me is when I'm going to be really concentrating on building the church and things, because right now I just need to concentrate on things that are going to give me either food, firewood or expansion. So we need that one built, and then I can kick off the I don't want this video to go on too long. I just wanted to not rush it along and not cut it either. So this is like an unedited version in a way. So I wanted to go through as much as I can. So it's going to be about, you know, 45 minutes or so, the video, but it's just really to show you the progression and how we have to, you know, pull people out here and there and swap them around to wherever they're needed, type of thing. You know, there's less of this when you get further on and you get a lot more people and you know, your towns and villages are growing. You still have to do it, but when you've only got a handful, you know, it really is a lot of micromanaging. You can actually change where people work as well. So if you see like somebody going too far to work, you can actually wait till that goes. We can reassign this family, for example, to a different workspace. So let's do that. So you can just put them into the logging camp. Oops. Put them into the logging camp. Let's put them in the saw pit and then take that other person out. So yeah. So we'll look at people. And there he is. Whatever his name is. And that's a good idea as well, especially when your things get bigger, is to make sure your people aren't too far away from the home, so they're not, you know, the closer they are, the better they are. But we're looking really good. It's only May, and already I've got 11 months of food, and more than that in. Right, this is it now. So planks is a good one to have. But what I'm going to start off with first is firewood. So I'm going to buy it. It's just 2. And then you put it to export it. And then you just dropped it to how many desired did you want as the supplies. So if we say 50, that should be good enough. Now, I'd like to do plank as well, but as you can see, I need a little bit more than I've got. So I'm going to have to just do it on... I'm just going to have to do it on firewood for now, just till it earns some money. When I've got a spare person, I will put somebody in here, because... it needs somebody in here, I think. I'm not sure if it needs somebody in here all the time, or whether if you've got somebody in the storehouse, they will automatically fill it. I can't remember. Because I usually have somebody in the storehouse. But yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. But yeah, that's it. I mean, that should give you what you need. So it's just growing your, you know, your villages. Swapping the people very near them, keeping that approval rating of 50%, and yeah, and then just growing your families, making sure that you've got food, making sure you got fuel, and then start to, you know, build up by putting your level 2s in and doing what's needed to get the level 2s, and then the level 3s, what's needed to get the level 3s, which is putting places like taverns in. So the game direction in that way. But you can look here, for example, I needed for 2, I need a church, I need and all these stalls filled out. And the stalls are done automatically, by the way. But yeah, I think that's... if you highlight the market and hit fuel, you can see like this one here was in red then. It's not showing. It is showing it's getting it though, so... And the only problem with swapping things around, you see that stall is abandoned. Eventually somebody will pick it up once you move them. But that's why it's better having somebody in in the storehouse doing this. Because the storehouse is generally next to the market stall, so... It might be a case where we have to put some market around this area as well. Because you don't have to all have it all in one place. That's why I only put 5 there. So I hope you found this useful. You know, at the end of the day, it's a brand new game. It's likely going to change. Well, it's probably definitely going to change. It is early access. There's a lot of stuff not in it yet, but it's stable. You can see the graphics are beautiful. This is an excellent game. It really is. If you like this sort of thing, I mean, I just got it on a city builder, and you can play it fully as a city builder. So it can be your medieval city skylines. Easy enough. If you want to add combat, you can add combat to it as well. You can add conquest to it. It's limitless. And then you can also, you know, make your own bespoke with settings as well. And I'm sure they'll improve over time. Lots of industry, which you directly control. So it is more micromanagement than something like City Skylines. But it's a hell of a lot of fun, and it can be very, very, very addictive. So I would certainly recommend it. It's certainly my cup of tea, but it is early access, so be warned. But I will also say the actual specs you need to run this are not that high. I'm running a 3080 laptop, so it's only got 8 gigabytes on that video card. And this is blasting it. At the end of the day, I think they're reasonably low, but check your spec obviously. But it isn't going to be too tiresome, and I've not had any crashes, not one crash. I don't know how many hours I've done. It's been quite a few, but it's not crashed, so it's really, really stable. I don't think there's been an update yet either. There's more questions really, and there's more, like, you know, he's very community driven. It's a solo developer, very community driven, and he's asking the community a lot for the, you know, their updates. So I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you you know, you picked up a couple of tips you might not be sure about, or you just want a bit of, you know, confirmation that, you know, what you're doing is what everybody else is doing. But the thing is, you play your game the way you want to do it. At the end of the day, you know, you know, you design it to yourself. I just hope some of the tips that I put in the way I work may help one or two of you. And let me know what you think of the game. You know, do you have it? Are you enjoying it? That sort of thing. I think it's quite good, and I will be putting a lot more content up on this, as long as my other stuff as well, Satisfactory, some farming simulator, and some City Skylines when that actually starts to get more popular again. But until then, you know, I think, like I said, we could just play about with this. I may put another video up shortly, as I'm going to continue this on as I test a bit more. But I think this is a good starting setup. So thanks for watching. Hope you found it useful, and I'll see you again soon. Alright, thanks everybody.